We are back with another Age of Mythology Retold point of view game. Today we are watching IamJoe against Tunison. This is from their series in the Clash of Immortals tournament hosted by EGC I will link them down below. I've also got their nice overlay from them and it looks pretty nice. So this is from the Saturday, so the first round of qualifiers. Joe was the person that knocked me out and I just thought he played really, really well. So I know he's an Egyptian guy. So I wanted to see how he would play Egyptians, especially against Gaia. I find Gaia really hard to play against. So if I can learn some knowledge from some of these top Egyptian guys on how to actually sort them out, then I'll be more than happy. So he's going in with Set. So obviously Set's a bit different to Isis and Ra. He gets the priest, which straight away you want to be going for zebras. So this is the map Giza. Giza's got a decent amount of these huntables on. It also has some settlements that spawn rhinos on there. So if we can actually look at what the map does, you can easily see where all of the town centers are because they have some grass and each of them will have a rhino on. I think sometimes does it spawn 2 rhinos? I'm probably wrong there. But so one thing you can do as Set is go forward and steal your opponent's ones. I mean, there's nothing that the Gaia can really do about it unless they have some sort of build order where they get out an hero oracle a little bit faster rather than going for those eco upgrades that they normally like to go for. I'm also, apologies, they're on the wrong side. We like the player that we're watching to be on the left. But when you're against Gaia, you can do this for free. So this is one real big strength of Set. And then in the base, he set up the monument to the villagers in a certain way here where he's going to put his barracks around there, or maybe later on a Migdal stronghold. So Set got a recent buff, not in the latest patch, but the one before that, the one that came out with the Chinese expansion, where units within this circle, units that are produced within this circle from the barracks or the Migdal are cheaper. They're 10% cheaper rather than they used to be 5%. Doesn't work for temples. You can't do some cheeky thing with loads of Anubites or something. But it is pretty good if you want to go for some kind of barracks spam. I really don't know what he's going to go for. I don't know the best strat against Gaia. What I like to do is like a fast heroic, but I mean, that's just like my kind of bread and butter strategy. What you could do is go for some kind of, get this town center here. It has a rhino on it. It's free. This one is okay as well, because it does secure this gold mine. Or it doesn't secure, but it's got the gold mine pretty close to it. The only thing with Gaia is if the guy goes for the same advance time as you, or even just a little bit later, it takes you some time to walk over there, then they can drop down the Carnivora, which means you need to spend another 100 gold at least to get a second priest out. When I get second town centers against Gaia or Uranus, then I like to get 2 priests out just to make sure. I know the Carnivora has been nerfed since it used to just be OP against these settlements, but still I think it's just a good idea, because if they catch you out with some kind of, so he is going through Oceanus, if they catch you out with some kind of Mamillo or something like that, even a couple of Terma against your villagers and Pharaoh, you're going to be in a bit of a bad time. So it looks like there's no town center being grabbed, though. If you want to go for a town center, you kind of want, I would say, at least 9 on the gold mine. Maybe more if you're also going for a second monument, but he's got 6, which means that is not going to be the case. So it could be fast heroic. It could also be barracks, spam units, get some spearmen out, get some axemen out. Basically just a bit of everything, just depending on what your opponent goes for. If they go for Terma, then you're going to want the spearmen and the slingers. If they go for Mamillo, then you're going to want those axemen, and axemen are pretty good against Mamillo, even though with Bite of the Shark they are pretty strong. But Wadget's out, barracks down, just as we thought. I mean, this is Giza, so it is a bit of more of an open map. And lots of gold mines surrounding. So one big thing about Set is obviously he has some really good scouting. So it's just good to put these guys in positions that you want to see. So it looks like Joe's coming up here to check the second town center. And then also putting a vision down on this one. He does have a shifting sands available. So within the next 14 seconds, he can go for a shifting sands if he wants to. The barracks is a little bit delayed though. Is he going to be able to get something within the next 7 seconds? Maybe if his Pharaoh's empowering it. He did think about it. I think he's thinking about it anyway. He is. Nice play. Perfect timing. The Carnivora comes down, but I mean, you can just double hero on that and be absolutely fine. And that is denied. So that's about, let's call that 20% of the way there. So that means that 20% of the resources for that town center have actually gone. Now, the only negative side to this is Joe, but he's capitalized on it straight away, is one of the best ways to sort this out is having 550 gold of your own, and then you just grab this, because then your villagers actually have something to do. But as we said earlier, rhinos spawn on these town centers, so he can just grab this rhino, and it means that the villagers haven't wasted their time. They've denied 20% of the town center plus the walking time of 3 citizens, so pretty good. A couple of hero Mamillo comes over, but the pharaoh's still here. The spearmen are pretty fast, they can easily get here, and then the priest won't even die either. Spearman was a great choice, because if it was Axeman, it might have taken them a little bit of time to get over here. Axeman is now the choice. Yeah, perfect, because the spearmen are here. They've got 5.3 speed. They've managed to join the fight. Now you want the counter units to what your opponent's doing, which is the Axeman. They're just a little bit slow, but obviously when they're here in position, that's what you want. When these guys finish off, I mean, if he gets lots of gold this side, he can go for this town center. Maybe it's not the best play. What he's probably going to do is move down to this hunt, or maybe just work his way back to his base, get this rhino, and then work his way back that way. But we will see what happens. But really nice defensive look here. I mean, maybe I want to kind of see what the opponent's doing, but no, we're going to stick to Joe's point of view here. He actually isn't finishing up the rhino. Oh, he's seen an oracle. Oh, should have seen an oracle. Actually wants to do this fight instead. Are you going for the gold mine? No, just decides that was being too aggressive, and defender's advantage. It's a lot easier for Tunison's units to get here, so probably the right play. Going to lose some zebras. Not the best deal there, not the biggest deal. They're all free anyway. There was an oracle here, which I don't know if Joe spotted, so that might be a bit of a problem if they would have spotted those villagers going down there, unless Tunison's just expecting those villagers to go home, maybe. We look at what's going on in the base, is it's going pure food, basically. Maybe he was expecting these to move on to the gold mine. More concentrating on what the army's doing, really. Also got these Wadgets out. Haven't really mentioned those, but Wadgets have been nerfed a couple of times, I think. But they are still very, very strong. They're just not broken like they used to be. Villagers getting pushed off of here. Nice play from Tunison to notice those. The Oracle did spot that, so nice play. So the Shifting Sands has maybe cancelled itself out now, because now he's got all this idle time that his villagers have actually got. But his army should do decently against this. He's got the Axeman counter for the Mamillo. He's got the Spearmen to counter the Terma. And the Terma don't really do too much. I mean, maybe the Terma are okay against the Axemen because they only have 5% pierce armor, but the Terma damage is hardly anything. The Wadgets can also take down those pretty easily. He just needs to make sure to focus down the heroes, and there's only a couple of them. But straight back to the base. Bit of walking time, but not too bad. We look score-wise, he's 1,000 behind, which against a Gaia, the Gaia should be in front. Gaia's an economic powerhouse, so that should always be the case. So I think he's absolutely fine to be 1,000 behind there. Going for medium Axeman, because he's got a decent amount of them out. How many Axemen does he have? 19 Axemen, 40% pierce armor, and he's got a few Spearmen as well. Could even send those Spearmen off on a little raid if he wanted to, or some sort of look to see what the opponent's doing. But you would assume that the Gaia is still sat in a base, and then potentially moving out to this gold mine later on, but still has a load of gold in the bank. So still going off for a little raid. That's what I like to do too. I like to send my Spearmen off for raids. I think they're a really good classical raiding unit for the Egyptian player. They're really cheap, and they can get out of trouble if someone chases them down. So, and then the bulk slow army sticks together. Even got his pharaoh in there as well. So not getting the eco presence with the pharaoh. Also medium Mamillo coming in there, but does go and check this gold mine. Could be worth just getting a priest to drop an obelisk around here, just so it can have a look on that gold mine. Or maybe back here, so we can also have a look on the zebras as well. Citizens coming forward, and the spearmen are here to spot that. It's exactly what their job was. Might even be able to take one of those out, which would be pretty nice. Carnivora comes down, but next to the Wadgets will last 2 seconds. Axemen are running away. Axemen might need to tank just to get the Wadgets out. They should tank against these Mamillo pretty well with the 40% hack. Also, Mamillo have 40% hack armor? That's pretty ridiculous, considering they're not a counter unit. Yeah, might just be worth doing a little turn here. You don't want to lose all your Wadgets. Unfortunately, you're going to lose 2 Wadgets. 2 still here, but doesn't get too much return damage. Oh, nice raid, though. While that's all happening. Didn't even notice that. There was a little raid. I think he got one villager. And he might have been close to a second one. Or maybe that was the first one that he was going for. But still, medium spearmen in. Slingers are coming. He's seen a lot of Terma. Slingers are going to be good against the Terma. Slingers against Terma are... The slingers fire much faster. So if you can get some good micro off, then the slingers are going to be pretty good at that. But then the Terma are much faster. But you see their 1.8 attack speed. It's really slow. Compared to the Terma, I don't think he's got any Terma yet. Terma like 1.2 or something like that. Oh, just 1. Yeah, so just way quicker. Almost double the speed of actually firing. So you can get a lot more shots off. Don't do as much damage, but you just get loads more shots off. Also going through Nephthys. Something that I really like about the new Nephthys buff is the tech which gives you... I can't actually remember what it's called. I'm going to go have a look at this. Because I'm sure he is going to get it. It is called Funeral Rites. So this gives you 8 gold back when things die. So if you go for a classical army, these things are really cheap. What are they? 40 and 30. So there's 70 resources, and then you'll get 8 gold back per one of them dying. I think it's a really good... basically eco bonus. So if you're doing a one town center play and you get that with the classical units, you're getting such a big benefit. And I actually really like that buff. Deciding to go max population before going up to the next stage is a fair choice. Also moving out to the gold mine. I mean, you kind of do want to go up to max population because there's nothing that can really defend these things. Normally you get a Migdal stronghold down, a little bit of a Terma situation coming here. Spearmen will be able to chase those down. Actually, they're faster than the Terma now. Very nice. Loads of Chirobalister here. Also, the Slinger are really good against Chirobalister as well. Probably should have mentioned that earlier. I'm sure that's why Joe chose it rather than what I said. But Axeman coming in. So many villagers here too. I mean, this is a pretty even fight. Probably needs to... He is going to take down some villagers here. The Slingers should really be on those Chirobalister. Really nice play by Tunison to actually put these guys in to just tank. But the Wadgets, there was nothing for the Wadgets. Did the heroes just go down really early, or just... Well, there was no heroes there. Heroes coming in now, but I mean, that's just too little too late. Absolutely tear... Yeah, they shred the medium slingers with their 0.5 divine damage, basically true damage. There's only one hero left. So those 3 Wadgets can do some good damage there. Spearmen coming out for a raid again. So many villagers here with not really much happening here either. Not much to defend after that massive fight. So you need to put the pressure on as the set player. Also overtaking the score-wise. Not actually going up to the next stage yet. Just deciding to recoup his army. Makes sense. Wants to... His job now, I mean, if you look at this map right now, the gold mines for Tunison are awful. His 3rd gold mine's down here, which he's never going to be able to see. His 1st gold mine is here. Oh, let's go 2nd, 3rd, 4th. So his 2nd gold mine is here. 3rd gold mine. They're so close to each other. So these slow units can just patrol back and forth, which is exactly what Joe's doing. Then all he really needs to do is, okay, he can just send a villager down here. What I was going to say is just put an obelisk up down here, or even villager wall off would be a nice play too. But just getting some mining camps there. Mana is here, so Tunison did want to go for that. He has spotted that both of these gold mines are just in terrible spots. And I don't know whether Joe noticed that. He deleted that very, very quickly. You might have just been paying attention up here. It was just a speck of blue, to be honest. Unless you were looking at it, you wouldn't really notice. But now Nephthys coming through. And full population is going to be in just before that, I'm sure. Basically just going for an even split of axemen and slingers. The spearmen are there just to be the fast unit still, get a little bit of pressure on. So now Tunison here has no gold at all. He doesn't have this gold mine. He's actually looking up here with some Mamillos. I'm assuming he's trying to see these gold mines. But actually Joe doesn't know there's a gold mine here. That is wild that this bit just didn't get scouted. That is so unlucky. So Tunison could actually be there and Joe wouldn't know. But that's absolutely wild. That happens to me sometimes. Hero and Mamillo coming in. I mean, they're not the fastest. Villagers going to get caught. Unfortunately, I mean, he's pulled them this way because the Axemen are here. Probably going to be the best bet, to be honest. If you push them back here, then the Axemen would take longer to get there. Going to lose, have a couple of casualties, but not too bad, to be honest. Nice play. Yeah, getting copper armor is a good shout. You're only really up against the Mamillos here. Now, Migdal Stronghold straight up in the middle. Once he's got this one down, fire a bit more gold down, and if he could get a Migdal Stronghold here just for this one, or even better, if he gets a Migdal Stronghold here, I mean, it's pretty aggressive, but if he gets one here, it can pretty much defend both of these gold mines. The Axeman chasing these Mamillos around. He's actually blocking it in. What a guy. I love it. This is what Norse players used to do back in the old game. They just drop some houses and stuff around gold mines. These are some really high value units that are just running around doing nothing. The Axemen are not high value at all. He's out of food in the main base. Basically everything's just on gold currently. And now he's just going to delete those giraffes, get those villagers straight on the food. His job really is just to patrol. The further this game goes, the more gold Joe has, the less gold Tunison has. I mean, you can just see he's got 44. There's going to have to be selling. I mean, what myth units can he even buy? He can't. Normally, when you're gold starved, if you're someone like, if you're, I don't know, if you're playing as the set and you've got wadgets, then you just build loads of wadgets. They cost wood. You'll be absolutely fine. But the set going, or the Gaia going through and getting the Carnivora and the Caladria, they're not the same. They don't have the same. They don't pack the same punch. So you can't even do that. You basically just have to sell food and wood, and the market rates are probably awful. Yeah, so wood is already worth nothing, and food is slowly going down too. So Terma going up here, but the laborers can just go up against the Terma. He has also just seen that, unless he was just right-clicking in there just to force drop, get some of his upgrades in. Yeah, two Terma. You can just chase them down. I mean, he'll probably will do a bit of micro just to be annoying, but I mean, you could just send a couple of units over there. Spearman coming over. He's got something on every gold mine that he sees. Hasn't seen this one yet, but I mean, you'd notice someone coming past this obelisk anyway. Manages to get up to the heroic age, which is mad. So does have that Hesprid's tree, which is exactly what we're saying. This gets some good myth units out, and they only cost wood. So now, if I was Joe, I would be getting heroes out, and it's exactly what he's doing. Sees that, gets the priests, because the priest, the pharaoh, are going to be the best bet against those dryads. Also deciding to go through Thoth. So in about a minute and a half, we'll have Thoth in, be able to get a big meteor off on wherever Tunison wants to move out to that gold. Yeah, chasing those down with just a couple of spearmen. Should be able to take those out nice and easily. I want to see... Oh, that's the strong button. I want to see what he's actually doing. Just going pure farms. Pure farms. He's going to run out of wood. No, he's not. He's got loads of wood. Looks like he is actually coming out. So he is getting the dryads. Kyro Ballisters. I mean, they cost a lot of gold though, don't they? I don't know whether that's the choice, but we will see in a minute. They cost 100 gold. That's so much. I just picks them off for free. Joe just winning just by pure presence here. Decides to just go out onto the gold mine. I mean, he has to at some point, right? Now, what Joe's going to do, I assume he's going to wait for Thoth. Wait for the power spike. You've got about 20 seconds left on it. If he can time this well, then he can just drop his meteor here and hit all of the units. And it doesn't outright kill them anymore, but it does so much damage. He's just going to be baiting this absolutely perfectly. Ancestors down also, just to make sure he doesn't lose his units just beforehand. Then Meteor down right now. Right on everything. And I think that's going to be all she wrote. Gets not the best hit, but I mean, it doesn't matter. These are eventually going to come down. Dryads are gone. And then he's just going to run up to this gold mine. And now he can just do whatever he wants. Ancestors still surviving too. He can just run those in. on those Corobalister. And that is it. No more no more gold for Tunison again. Crazy. This is how you play the gold starve. Nice effort of a raid though, but the spearmen are behind. They're only medium spearmen, but they should be absolutely fine against those Cantarius, and then just spamming out the spearmen because he knows that as soon as Tunison gets to the heroic age, he's going to want to build the Cantarius because they're so strong, especially against the classical units for Egyptian, the slingers, the axemen. But Wadget's doing decent damage. Phoenix coming in, a little bit of a Gaia forest to try and stop it, but I think he just knows that that's probably going to be the end. And slingers also dealing divine damage, so they're not even too bad against the Cantarius as long as you have a few of them. And now this is just the choke point, perfect for Joe. That was just perfect gold starving. I mean, the map here, these being so close together, the best. Oh, he also got up to this gold mine that Joe didn't scout. That's actually wild. If he would have got away with that, I didn't even see those go up there. I guess this obelisk went down and then he managed to get there, but that was a little bit late. Just want to see the post game of how much gold they actually had there. You can just see military resource value. We want to go for gold. Nope. Gold total. This flat line. We didn't have gold from, let's probably say here, so like 12 minutes to 19 minutes here. So a long time. That's pretty crazy. If you want to see more of these, EGC TV is the place to go. I'll link that in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.